Ready, set, showtime.
And welcome to the Ready, Set, Show podcast where you can't say anything nice.
We will gladly say it for you.
Welcome to the Ready, Set, Show podcast. I'm DT.
And I'm Lette.
And welcome back, everybody. I'm glad to be back, Lette.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I am too.
All right, guys, this is home of podcast greatness, guys. We are excited to record this episode. We took a little break.
Yeah, a little break for Christmas was nice. I mean, it was kind of weird not having to come over here on the weekend. So.
It really kind of was, man. But I just felt like, I started thinking one day, I was like, man, I just feel like we take a little break, be with our families, and just sit back and get some collective, thoughts and return with a bang. So
enjoy the holidays, spend some time with family, and now I'm ready to get to work.
Yeah, I definitely miss doing the podcast, but hey, man, sometimes you got to take that necessary time, kind of catch your breath. And
it was our first break since we started this too, so.
35 episodes, literally, I think that was the second week. The first one, like we were talking about, was just some audio technical difficulties. But that again, too, I was thinking about this, that was when we were learning.
Yeah, we were still learning shit and getting used to using the mixer and everything, so.
Yeah, I mean, we're still technically learning, but, I mean, I'm just one of them people, I feel like you never stop learning.
Oh, you don't.
I can't stand those people that think they got everything figured out, about everything. I mean, I feel like you can always learn. But anyway, Lette, how was your holidays?
It's pretty great. I had an amazing Christmas Eve get-together down at my mammy's. I mean, hell, I was there from like 10 in the morning till 11:30 that night. I mean, got to see a lot of people I hadn't seen in a while. Spent some time with my cousins, had a great Christmas with Ruby. I mean, it was a great break. How was yours, DT?
Mine, I went over to my mama's, kind of help my aunt out, as I was telling you. Unfortunately, couldn't go over to your mammy's. Mammy's, is that how you say it? Mammy? That's something that we've always talked about, especially down south. People are always like, I'll say mamaw. Mammy, mamaw.
Got a mammy, a mamaw, a nanny. I had a couple great nannies. I mean,
I call my mother grandmother G-mother.
G-mother, hell yeah.
I don't know why we try to spice it up.
They call my sister Aunt G.G. sometimes, so I mean, I'm like, where the hell did they get that shit from? But
yeah, I think it's cool to kind of make your own nicknames. But yeah, went over there. It was fun, cool to see my mama. I feel like I don't see her enough, and it sucks just because with the way our schedules are and timing, it's hard to, kind of make the time for everybody. But out of all my family, man, they're probably, they're always there. They're always welcoming. I mean, hell, sometimes my mom's side, I don't even hear from half of them anymore. So it was nice to go over there. And then, of course, I was with my family. Kinsley got a bunch of cool stuff, man. And let me tell you something, man. This is so crazy. Like, I was, doing the Santa thing, and I got emotional, dude. It was, I don't know why, and I was sitting there like, why am I getting so? But I guess it's just, your kids get older.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, man. It was just an emotional time, but a great time, and it was cool to see her face and everything. It's just a great time of the year, man.
Oh yeah, seeing that excitement. Speaking of kids getting older, in 4 days, Ruby will be technically 3 if you don't count today. Ruby will be fucking 7.
Yeah, guys, definitely leave a hashtag Happy Birthday Ruby if you don't care on the Facebook page. Ruby's, our kids are just as much a part of the show as we are.
Oh yeah.
And definitely spam it up, man. Happy birthday, Ruby. She's
something else.
You are something else. yeah, both our kids are wild as shit.
Oh, yeah, they are. And they let the podcast know it, too, some days.
Oh, yeah, and like they probably will here shortly. But anyway, guys, I hope everybody out there had a great holidays with you and your family. Want to send a shout-out to Alicia. I seen she got to come home.
Oh, yeah, she got to come home for Christmas, so, I mean, I bet she was fucking excited for all that.
Yeah, man, our thoughts and go out to her as she's dealing with everything she's dealing with, and we just want her to know we got her back here at the Ready Set Show. DT, Letty, Spaghetti, Ready, Teddy. But we do have your back, all jokes aside, Alicia, and I kind of was looking at Facebook and seeing some of that, and I just, I hate seeing people struggle and go through stuff like that. It just, it ain't fair sometimes, man. You know, the good ones. But hey, man, she'll be stronger.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, guys. We kind of wanted to also start the show off here. Some changes that we're making to the show, and I know what you're thinking. Why, guys? You all are always changing. Well, that's because, we like to keep it fresh. We told y'all, man, we're going to do things on this show that we like, that we feel you all like. And these changes, I feel like they're not really that significant. I mean, they kind of are, but it'd be good to start 2019 off fresh.
Oh, yeah.
These will take effect next episode.
Episode 36, so look for them changes.
All right, so we'll start with the first one. I think we've got like 7 or 8 here.
Yeah.
First one, we'll have a new intro song.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be one that I'm actually working on right now. Hopefully, if Drama, I don't know if she's had time maybe she's come up with one. I need to kind of talk to her, see how she's doing. Number 2, changing the segment of Same Bullshit Different Day will now be called Real Talk. Me and Lette discussed this, and it'll kind of be, it'll be more serious, but it'll be like we've been doing the news. But we might have like real life topics we want to talk about, or just literally the name says it all. It'll just be real talk.
It'll just be real talk. It might be about our day, some shit we got to get off the chest that we want to share with you guys.
Yep.
It might be some crazy shit that happened in the news. So it'll just be real talk.
Yep. Number 3, as y'all know, we scrapped Sports Junkies, and in its place, we've been talking about bringing a gaming segment, as me and Lette, gaming is a huge part of our life.
It is.
So we were like, what name or what are we gonna call it? And literally, I think we kind of forgot about it till we were reading these changes.
Oh yeah.
And we feel like, man, we've been playing games. I started at Nintendo. Lette started at, what'd you say? Sega Genesis. So I feel like, we're OG gamers, so we're going to call this one Original Gamers.
Original Gamers. We OGs.
I like that.
Oh, man.
I like that a lot.
We geeked out about that for like a good 2 or 3 minutes whenever you said it. I was like, fuck yeah, man.
I mean, like I said, I may not be we may not have as much info as the next person, but I feel like we know a lot about gaming.
Oh, yeah. We've been all around the block when it comes to gaming. We've been through at least 8 or 7, 5 different generations of gaming systems. Yes.
All right, number 4, highlighted band or artist of the week will now be called, let them know, Lette.
It's going to be called Music Meltdown. I have sat there for a couple weeks trying to think of a name, and literally this morning, whenever I got up, I was about to hop in the shower, and I'm like, oh shit, I think I have a name. And it was between Music Madness or Music Meltdown. Me and DT both like Meltdown a lot.
Yes.
So
Madness hit me, but then you said Music Meltdown, and something just leaned toward. I was like, I like that Meltdown. It's different, and pretty much, guys, we'll still highlight an artist or a band that we like for that week. But we'll also be talking other music news.
Yeah, like what's going on, who's dropping new albums, new singles.
Festivals.
Yeah, we're talking about all different types of shit. It's not just going to be just a band or artist anymore. It's going to be a bunch of news. And so far, the festivals that I'm looking at for 2019 look pretty badass. So
yes. Number 5, Dumbass of the Week. We're going to be calling that one we'll have like a Dumbass of the Week and a Badass of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
So, but let's say one week we may not actually have any dumbasses, but we found somebody, and badass of the week means somebody that did something cool that week, something good for, this guy fed the homeless, or just anything that makes somebody a badass. We will, of course, interpret that. We may have a dumbass and a badass, or it could be one or the other.
Oh, yeah, we'll have up to at least 4 people. 2 of them we might be talking shit about, and the other 2 will be, giving them thumbs up from the Ready, Set, Show podcast.
Yeah, we could double up. 2 dumbasses, or you never know. Let's see. Number 6, we'll be changing the motto. So whereas we go, if you can't say anything nice,
we will gladly say it for you.
That will be something different. And we really want to take that one serious, so we kind of want to take another week here to kind of think on that one, because that's like a big deal to us, because we end the show with that.
Oh yeah, and I mean that's been our motto since almost day one. I mean, so we want something great to replace it.
Yes. Number 7, we're just going to freshen up the shout-outs. That's again, Lette don't have to do it. I'm going to freshen mine up. And the last one, and to me, one that I feel like really will kind of boost this podcast, one that me and Lette, we've been talking about doing this for a while, video podcasts and or live streams, video-wise. If we're going to do a video, obviously YouTube. We have YouTube. But if we're going to live stream, Facebook Live could be one, or we could stay with YouTube. But Facebook Live is, the reason I say Facebook Live over YouTube for streaming is just because that's where a lot of our listeners are, is Facebook.
Yeah, most of y'all I know follow us on Facebook, so Facebook live streams might be more what we're going to lead towards, but I mean, look for both.
Yeah. But guys, that's some changes, and again, I would say all of those minus the video podcast. Obviously, we're thinking of doing that. Our 1-year anniversary for the show is in March. We're hoping maybe by then. Now, granted, it could be. I would say April is probably going to be the best, because obviously income tax time will be here then. So equipment wise, we should be good to go by then. But Lette, I'll tell you, man, it's exciting. I like those changes. I like the names. I'm excited. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more research, but hey, man, if it makes the show better, I don't know about you, but I'm down.
Oh, I'm always down for it. And I mean, this has been a crazy year since March for the podcast, and what 2019 holds in store. I mean, I'm excited to find out.
All right, Lette, who you shouting out this week?
My shout-outs, of course, I'm always going to shout out my beautiful daughter, Ruby. I mean, the sass she is giving me the past 3 days, and then the 4 days I had her last week. Oh my goodness, I can tell that, she's 6 going on 16 half the damn time. I got to give a shout-out to all my friends and family who listen to the show. I love the damn support y'all give us, and I greatly appreciate it. I love spending time with y'all on Christmas. I mean, couldn't ask for a better group of people.
Oh, yeah.
And y'all listeners, I mean, tuning in every week, listening to us. I mean, thank you for, letting us take our little break in peace. And we had a great Christmas, but, we're ready to get back on our grind. So thank y'all. DT, who you shouting out?
Me, I'm going to shout out my beautiful family. Had a great Christmas, man. Everything went good. I got to see my other family. It was just a great Christmas this year.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. And sometimes, guys, when people say, what is it, giving is better than receiving, I strongly stand by that. It really is. Got to thank Lette, man. She, man, this was a crazy year. This podcast started just as a talk. And man, we've had some rough. Lette's had some rough times. She soldiered on, and I couldn't think of having a better co-host.
Thanks, man.
We got to thank Drama, though. We haven't heard from her since 1942. We still got to thank Drama. And I joke, but she's dealing with what she's dealing with, and she'll get a hold of us, I'm sure, when the time is right. But guys, if you got a small business, if you're starting up a business, or you got a business and you just feel like, man, these cocksuckers are overcharging me, well, I tell you what, I got something for you. Head on over to socialpoint24.com if you want cheap packages, but you want somebody that's going to work hard for you, build you a great website, affordable prices, great package deals. As we stated, I'm telling you, Drama Bryant has that for you. If you need to speak with her further and kind of get more information on it, head on over to her Gmail at socialpoint24mail@gmail.com. Anything online marketing, I'm telling you, Drama Bryant works hard 6 days a week.
She does.
Probably works Sundays if I know her. But definitely check her out, guys. And as always, Drama, we thank you.
Thank you,
Got to thank Kellen Keller, the man that inspired it, man. I'll always shout Kellen out no matter what changes on this show. He'll always be in these shout-outs. Kellen, thank you, brother. And to all the listeners, man, thank you guys. I know, man, we haven't really been posting on our Facebook page a lot. And, you know, I haven't really just kind of talked to you guys like I have been, but man, understand, you know, things are changing, schedules are hectic, but hey, man, we're always going to try to put out an episode. I mean, that break we took, that's probably rare.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, that's holidays.
I mean, everybody needs a break around the holidays.
Oh yeah,
so.
that time of year, that was necessary. I knew it.
It's so hectic around that time of year. Between what I do is I procrastinate on my shopping. So I mean, that weekend I'd have been shopping for Christmas and coming and recording, and then literally wrapping that night. So.
Yep. All right, and for the last time until the new name comes next week on Sing Bullshit Different Day. We kind of just figured, hey, man, let's look back on 2018, talk the good, the bad, the ugly, the side horror, whatever you want to call it, and then we'll kind of go into 2019, what we expect for the show, ourselves, you know, everything. So, Lette, how did you think 2018 went?
2018 for me, it was a roller coaster, and I mean a straight up roller coaster.
Yes.
I moved. I lost 4 people who impacted my life. So
Jesus,
I mean,
4?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it was
lost
2.
4 people. 2 people in my family and 2 people on my daughter's dad's side. Which I mean, I was close with one of them, and the other one, I mean, I knew her for ever since I was dating Jeremy. So I mean, altogether 4 people, and then starting the podcast, I was able to find ways to vent. I remember the very first episode, man.
You were nervous
I
as
was
fuck.
nervous
I was too,
as
though.
hell sitting in there. Oh my goodness, we were leaned over the fucking computer at the snowball.
Yeah,
like you were holding it.
It was hard to get rid of that
man.
snowball, man. I really, looking back, I really wish I would have kept it. But it went to a guy who was starting streaming. I feel like it went to a good home.
Oh yeah, I mean, we rehomed that. You rehomed the snowball, and at least we know it's in good hands.
Yes.
And that snowball will hold a special place in my heart.
Yes, mine too.
Special place on the podcast. Oh man, then we had, you know, some guest appearances.
Had some drama with a fucking co-host.
With a co-host that was a co-host for literally 2 half episodes.
I mean, it was just incredible. You know, I've dealt with drama. A lot of it, you get pissed off, you say what you say, you move on. But then I'm not gonna lie, it's very rare that kind of that shit surprises me.
Yeah.
That people you think is, oh, this is a good dude, straight up, and then the shit they pull, that one surprised me with that guy and the other guy that before you were on, that kind of shocked me too. But hey, man, if you ask me, do I regret the decision I made? Do I regret keeping the name? No, I don't. I mean, because I stand behind that. You know, I worked my ass off for the Ready, Set, Show podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I didn't just come on a friend's podcast, throw 2 episodes down that quite frankly were rushed and just try to claim. No, man. I mean, there was hard work put behind this. And I stand behind it, and I'm proud of, you know, where, you know, the hard work we've put in and how far we've come. And yeah, man, we got a long way to go, and we're small right now, but I believe in this podcast, and I believe the potential we have.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm really not. I don't feel like I was in the wrong, and you know, I feel like the decision to bring you on was the best decision. You know, man, I feel like we're 2 easy people to work with, that out of that situation, I don't feel like we were in the wrong for sure. It was crazy, man, but I mean, this year, I agree with you, it was a roller coaster. I mean, man, I went from thinking I was getting kicked out, I got fired from a job from a Nazi group leader, you know, and that really took me to a low point, and I really thought, oh, here we go, because usually in my life things go so good, and then it's something like that. When it happens, it's like a fucking snowball effect. Shit'll just start going wrong, and then I gotta restart. But it was weird, man, since I've been with Darcy and everything, and I've changed my life around for the better. You know, yeah, something will go wrong, but I just grind and kick ass. And things just kind of balance themselves out. And I feel like that's how 2018 went. We got to start the podcast. That obviously was something great.
Oh, yeah.
My daughter turned 3 this year. I mean, do I think if I had to rate it, would I say 2018 was a good year? Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a great year. I mean,
Yeah.
personally, yeah. I mean, the loss hurt, but I mean, it made me a stronger person.
You damn right it did.
So I mean, and I mean, coming on here, pushing through some of the shit, I would have like really bad mental days, but I'd come on here and I'd just talk my feelings out, and I'd feel 10 times better than what I did when I came in before.
Yeah, man.
Doing episodes, being sick. So I mean,
Yeah, you fucking soldiered through a lot of shit, man. And again, why I don't regret anything, and I'm glad I brought you on. And I think it's cool, man, because I feel like the chemistry me and you got, you get men and women that can relate to the podcast, and that's kind of another reason. Yeah, man, I love sports, and a lot of people are like, why the fuck did you take Sports Junkies out? It's because I wanted to do things different on this show. I want things to be different. I want to go outside the box.
Oh, yeah.
And I love the segments we got. I love the changes coming up. And if you ask me what I expect of 2019, I expect this podcast to keep grinding like we do. I think we get our name out there more. I think a goal of mine, just a small goal. I'm not going to get too crazy. I want to double our listeners. I want us to at least have, we don't have a lot on the Podbean page, so I definitely want to work on that. I want to get us doing video podcasts. That's a main goal.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like we could kick ass.
Oh, yeah, we definitely could kick ass. One goal I have for the show is I want to get us shirts or stickers.
Yes.
I want shirts or stickers.
Merch.
I want some merch. I mean, I don't care if it's just a couple shirts that we give to our close friends.
Yeah.
Who we know listen to this every week. I mean, something little like that. Because, I mean, I don't know what it is. I guess being in a band brought this on me, too. But,
Yeah.
But, having a shirt with your shit on it always made you feel like I made it. I feel badass.
Yes.
This is what I'm a part of, and I'm proud to fucking show it.
I agree, and that would be one of my top ones too, because I just want to be weird and randomly throw our merch out there too. I always think it's funny.
You just walk up to somebody like, hey, you see this on my shirt? Go check them out.
Yeah.
It's me and a homie.
Oh, you want to buy one? Well, I just so happen to have one in my car here.
I got one out here. I mean, you got the cash, I got the goods.
Well, I think it's advertising too. Like,
it is.
Let's say we get 50 made, and we throw it to, obviously some to our family, obviously, and then our friends go out, throw our website on there, and that right there will help. That's what I'm saying, man. If I say one weakness we had, one thing I wish we would have did differently is the advertising of the show. I do think it can be better. That's something else I feel like we need to work on. That is one thing I feel like we could work on for 2019, getting our name out more. I need to learn to make more time to do stuff like that for the show, research, which we do our research.
Yeah, we do. I mean, sometimes it might be me waking up at 8 o'clock that morning and researching it for 3 hours before I record, but I mean, at least I got my ass up at the ass crack of dawn and did some research on it.
Well, our interest for the show, we always have our ear on the the internet.
Definitely.
So that's something that'll never change, man. I mean, we always have an ear out, and then people we know what we like. So
another goal. I mean, I'm gonna set it for myself. Is I gotta work on my time management.
Yes,
definitely.
Hell yes.
Time management. I mean, I gotta set aside some time for myself for the podcast, because I mean, if you don't take care of yourself, how can you take care of everything else?
Yeah, you ain't gonna be good nowhere else. Yeah, well said. And I would agree. That would definitely be a life goal of mine. And I think I need to manage money better.
Oh, yeah.
That would be mine, too. Because, man, I grew up, and this really isn't an excuse. I'm just being realistic here. I mean, I grew up I didn't have a lot growing up. Now, when I was about 13, 14, my mom got a banging job. We moved into a pretty nice house, nice neighborhood. And we did get things there for a little while. But, I mean, a lot of the times if I wanted something, I had to go work for it. I had to go out and take, I mean, it was just stuff that I had to earn on my own. But I learned a lot from that. You know what I mean? I'm not bitching or whining about it. So sometimes I have the issue of when sometimes I might have extra money. I might go fucking spend it on something that I shouldn't.
Yeah, I
And,
mean, we all do that too.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not just like it's a crazy problem. I mean, we all do that. We
Yeah.
all splurge a little bit every now and then. I mean, I have that problem a lot too.
Yeah.
Except me, I'm going and buying a bottle from the liquor store,
Yeah,
and then
right.
all my shit's, I've drank it in the night. So I mean,
titties and beer.
titties and beer.
That's what we thought of 2018. Kind of what we want to work on for 2019. But if there's anything for the show, hey man, I'd like to see this. Hey, you guys, I like the change. We want to know what you guys think of the show. What?
Oh, yeah.
As up to this 35th episode to end 2018, give us your opinion on the show. Give us your take. Now we know a lot of our listeners currently they don't like commenting and stuff like that.
Yeah, they'll come to us, directly most
Yeah.
of the time.
But if you guys could take a little time, throw a little comment on our Facebook page, just give us your take on it. If you had to rate the show 1 to 10, let us know what you would rate it.
Be honest too.
Yeah.
And something I'm gonna give y'all listeners something for 2019. Be more interactive. That's what
Yes.
we want. Get
For sure.
interactive. I mean, that helps us too. That'll help us. I mean, even if it's like just you, even if it's just Ben and Mo, you two. I mean, go
Yeah.
on there and send us a comment.
Yes.
It'll help us working on our being interactive with y'all. So
And guys, we're not butthurt sensitive
No.
people. We can take it. Hey man, that episode wasn't that good. Hey man, y'all work on this. We're here to get better.
Oh, yeah.
We started this podcast learning, and we
still learning.
You still learning, and we can take that criticism, good or bad, and we've said it a lot. We really pushed it down your guys' throat probably a lot of episodes, but we stand by it. I mean, we're here to get better.
oh
and
yeah,
improve.
definitely.
All right, on for the last time this
Oh
week.
man.
Highlighted band or artist of the week. Lette, who you got this week?
This week, Ben's already talked about them a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
gonna talk about this band a little bit in depth. And since it's still technically December, it's still
Yep.
heavy metal month.
Yep.
I have System of a Down for this
Yeah.
week. A great band. I mean, they've been on the show twice, so I mean that shows you how amazing they are.
Yep.
A little bit about them. System of a Down, or simply System, is an Armenian-American heavy metal band from Glendale, California, formed in 1994. The band currently consists of Serge Tankian, who's the lead vocalist and keyboards, Darren
Smith.
Malakian, vocals and guitar. Listen, they're all Armenian,
Armenian,
so
so-
their last names are going to get out there. You got Shavo
Oh, the Dajian.
Adajian, yes, he's a bass and backing vocals, and John Dolmayan, who is on drums.
Hell of a drummer.
They are great. I mean, this band, one of the first heavy metal bands I ever listened to, along with Korn and Slipknot. I mean, if you've not heard of them, where the hell have you been since '94?
Yes.
I mean, I was born in '95, and I still know who they are. 3 songs I got for you. The first one is Spiders. Something about this song, just chilling, and you listen to it, that bass comes on.
I love
Serge's-
the guitar in this.
Yes. Serge's vocals along with this. Oh, it's just a nice mellow song, and then it gets heavy right there. Oh,
Yes, great song.
great. Another song is actually one of the first songs I learned to play on bass, which is Sugar.
Sugar.
Sugar! I mean, it's just a really upbeat song, and it's just great. I mean, you sit there jamming,
Locomotion Mushroom People.
sitting around all day.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, it's great. Last song I got for y'all is Question. That right there, when you're just sitting there and the music stops and they comes back in and it goes da na 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 na. I mean,
Yes.
it's just perfect. System of a Down is one of them bands that as soon as it comes on, even if you've never heard it, you can
Yes.
tell it's them.
Yeah, like you know distinctly. So
You just know. That's my 3 songs from them. Check them out if you haven't already. I mean, who doesn't know System of a Down?
Yeah.
DT, who you listening to this week?
I know somebody's gonna make fun of me, but I don't care. You know, there's a mellow side to me. I don't know if it's where I'm getting older. You know, I relate more to this type of music, but I've always kind of liked this band. And I know there's a movie that says, you know how I know you're gay? You like Coldplay, 40-year-old virgin. But I love Coldplay, man. And
they're good.
I've been watching a lot of their Head Full of Dreams tour. They did a show in Sao Paulo. I mean, everybody, like I was telling you, they had bracelets on and they would light up through certain songs, times of the
Hell
show.
yeah.
Their fucking live shows are unbelievable. It reminds me of some shit you would see, like, kind of if you went to see Pink Floyd.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I mean, it's that incredible. They're a British rock band formed in London in 1996. I think they all kind of went to the same college is how they all
Yeah.
met. The four members, lead singer and pianist Chris Martin, great singer.
Oh, great.
Lead guitarist Johnny Buckland, bassist Guy Berryman, and drummer Will Champion were at University College London and came together from 96 to 98, during which time the band changed names from Pectorals to Starfish, then Coldplay. Creative director and former manager Phil Harvey is often referred to as the fifth member by the band. They recorded 3 EPs, Safety in 98, and Brothers and Sisters, and The Blue Roam in 99. I like Coldplay because, you know, a lot of these bands we researched, they have a shitload of past members.
Oh,
They
yeah.
switched out. These guys have always remained friends, always remained together. And I don't care, man. I mean, I have a mellow side. I've always liked various types of music. You can give me shit. I still like them. I've just always been a fan of Coldplay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I'm not really going to, I don't know why I'm over here confessing.
I mean, we all have our bands that we listen to that
Yes.
people wouldn't believe that you listen to.
Well, when you're watching Coldplay and they pan out to the crowd and you got people crying over their song, I've just always related to that, man. When I played music, I wanted people to
Oh,
feel
yeah.
my music
Oh, yeah.
like that, dude. It's inspiring.
Music is a powerful medium that we all can get behind.
Yes. Well said, man. Wow, I like that. 3 songs I got, and these all 3 are just beautiful songs, man. The first one, my favorite, The Scientist. I mean, it's apparently about Nathaniel Hawthorne, who gave up a love for a woman for his devotion to science. It's actually a book. And I you know, when I didn't really know that at first, and I kind of went back and looked up a little bit about that, and man, that would be hard to do.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
when I heard the song, I mean, you know, he kind of wishes they could go back to the start and everything. So that would be hard to do, man. Giving up your love, you know,
Yeah,
for something
for a
that you're
career.
passionate about. Yeah. Next one, a song that's really grown on me. I love the fucking lyrics to this song, and it's just another beautiful one by them, man. Fix You.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, this song we all can relate to, man. You've all had that one person. And me, I got fucked over a lot by certain women I dated thinking that I could do the same. You know, you think you can help them and fix them.
Yeah.
But some people just don't want to be helped, man. And the last one, Viva La Vida. That's just a great upbeat
Oh, yeah.
song. I love it, man. Again, we got Coldplay and System of a Down this week, guys. Let us know if you're a fan of either. Maybe give us your favorite songs.
Oh, yeah. Let us know who you're listening to. I mean,
Yeah.
give us something new to listen to.
Just fucking comment, you lazy bastards. All right, on to
Dumbass.
of the week. It'll be for the last time,
Oh,
man.
man,
Wow.
we'll be a dumbass before we add in some badasses.
I'm going to take the lead on this
Take
one,
the lead,
Letty. As
BT.
you know, I like to. This one right here really angers me. And, you know, man, I said a while back I was not going to watch UFC anymore, and I've kind of still watched it. Well, this event right here, I'm officially done with the UFC. So my dumbass this week is going to go, it's going to be a three-way tie.
Oh, shit.
it's
3.
You got UFC light heavyweight now champion John Jones, a.k.a. the steroid-using piece of shit, and Dana White, owner of the UFC, then Jeff Nowitzki, a guy that's supposed to come in and stop this type of shit. So UFC 232 was supposed to take place in Vegas, Letty.
Yeah.
John Jones is a guy that has fucked up so many times from steroids. He fucking did a hit and run
Oh, shit.
On a pregnant woman. You name it, this guy constantly fucks up. And then somehow, if this was any other fighter that wasn't as popular as
They'd been
him,
gone.
they'd have been gone.
Yeah.
Well, the craziest shit, I've never seen this happen in UFC, and I used to watch the first 5. I
Yeah.
remember renting them. And all of a sudden it comes back that he had got suspended for steroids 18 months ago. He got a 2-year suspension. He's back now. He's going to be fighting for the light heavyweight title. Again, because Daniel Cormier, who it was handed to because he's a cheater, they had to relinquish it for this. Anyway, it comes out, hey, they found more steroids in his system. Everybody's like, dude, again?
Jesus.
This is the third time. They come out and tried to say that this is from back when he was suspended 18 months ago. This is an old test. But then the weird part about it is that they weren't going to be able to do the fight in Las Vegas. They had to move it a week before to California.
What?
Yeah. They were trying to say that Nevada and then for the holidays, everything smelled that this guy failed a drug test. But to save their ass, they covered it by saying, oh, no, it's from an old test. There's been 2 other fighters that this same thing has happened to. And they said there's no way it could be that old.
Yeah.
And they got suspended. But they covered for this piece of shit. And allowed all these other fighters on the card, family, other fans coming to the fight. A lot of them got fucked, man.
Yeah, they did.
And yeah, they said, yeah, we could easily go to Inglewood, but what if they plan to go around Vegas that weekend?
Yeah.
Well, now you can't. They were going to Inglewood. You can't go hang out in Inglewood.
Go chill in Inglewood.
I mean, for God's sake, Inglewood always up to no good. It's you can't go around playing craps and shit in Inglewood. You might get killed. But you get what I'm saying? They changed the whole event around this one fucking asshole. Then he goes out. They still allow him to fight. The cocksucker wins, of course. And I just think it's messed up. They covered for him. They allowed this to happen, and I can't believe it. Any respect I had left for the UFC is gone. I'm officially done, and for that, they are all my dumbass of the week. Letty, who's yours this week?
All right, my dumbass this week. Well, I'm gonna keep her name. I'm gonna keep her name confidential, but I will call her the nicknames that we call her at work. You got old Gator Mouth. Gator mouth, shark bait, jaws.
Somehow that's not. But I'd rather tell my real name.
Well, we have our reasons.
Yeah.
But this past week at work, we was only at work for 3 days, and that's it. Well, in these 3 days, we somehow was able to start drama, and the person she tried to start drama with is actually one of the hardest working people on that line, and probably the only one that's actually nice to her. Well, this poor guy. It was so bad that our group leader, who's been on vacation for the last 2 weeks of the year, had to come in and tell her that there was nothing wrong with what he was doing, that what they were running was slow, and there's a lot of work that's got to be done to him. Actually took up for the guy, which actually surprised me whenever I found this out, because, we have our speculations between how them two are, and, I mean, just that shit to go off and try and cost someone their job who's actually, this dude has matured a lot. From the first time he stepped on that line, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted him gone. Mm-hmm. And now I would rather work with him than some of the people who work over there now. I mean, that's how much he's matured in so little time. It's been, he started working on that line in like June.
Yeah.
So I mean, like 6 months, he's really proved his worth. And this bitch is over here trying to like take that from him, along with the help from another cunt. I mean, sorry if you don't like that word, but that's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
And, because, I mean, that's one thing you don't fuck with is someone's job.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Like, what the hell is wrong with people? Like, it's one thing to mess with somebody, but when you try to take somebody's job, you're taking things to a whole nother level. And I know people that don't take kindly to that, and they'll just bust you in the fucking mouth. Like, if you walked up and said, hey, man, you're fired because of that, you better not have that person around certain people, man. I mean, I just don't get why people got to take it to that level, man.
Oh, yeah. You mess with someone's job, you're messing with someone's paycheck.
Exactly.
That paycheck is their life. Yep. Some people live paycheck to paycheck, or, they got kids. Well, he doesn't have...
I'm one of them.
Yeah, he doesn't have kids or anything, but I know he's trying to, get his life together, straighten up, do his own thing, and whenever you're trying to fuck with someone like that, because he's pretty young. He's younger than me.
Yeah.
But, I mean, seeing a younger person like that get their shit together, I mean, it makes me feel good for the younger generation, but then you got assholes like her still trying to start shit. It just pisses me off.
Yeah.
And for that, Gator Mouth, you are my dumbass of the week.
Oh, shark bait. All right, guys, moving on to story time. Guys, it's actually funny. Letty called me with a story the other day, and it actually kind of led into 2 stories that I myself have dealt with. Today, guys, We got some interesting stories for you. I thought this would be pretty funny. Everybody has a story to tell. Here's ours.
Oh, man.
High-speed chases.
High-speed chases. Do you want to take this one?
No, you, and
All
then
right.
that'll segue into mine.
All
so.
right. Well, guys, I got a damn story for you. The other night when I got off work, I went over and I was hanging out with Ben. Well, I left it was about 1 o'clock when I left, and I'm going down the road. I go down the bypass, and I shit you know, I live about 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
So it's about 1:30 by now, and I see some blue lights come up behind me. I'm just sitting there thinking, oh shit, I'm gonna, just get over on the other side, get on the other lane. These cops pass me. Well, they almost passed me. They start to do a U-E, and I'm thinking, there's not a road they can turn down. I'm like, oh shit, where the fuck are they going? Well, I look in front of me, and on the other side of the bypass, I see 4 more cop cars, just blue lights on, and I see some flashes of red. I'm like, oh shit, is someone's car on fire? It's immediately, but I didn't see any fire trucks. I didn't hear no ambulances, anything. Next thing I know, that big bright red light is getting closer to me on the other side of the road. There was a dude. He was running from the cops. Uh-huh. This truck had 3 wheels. The front passenger side was on rim, and comes to find out, like, he was in his high-speed chase. They'd been chasing him for a while. I have a little bit of the story right here. I got to see this, and I was immediately like, what the fuck is going on in Greeneville at 1:30 in the morning that there's so far 6 cop cars? Well, I go farther down the bypass, and then there's 2 more cop cars heading that way. So they had 8 cop cars following this truck that's one tire's on the rim, the other front tire's flat. Yeah. And just for what he was charged with methamphetamine possession, other drug-related offenses, along with being a DUI multiple offender, evading arrest, resisting arrest, and driving on a revoked or suspended license. That's what he got arrested for, and this whole time I'm sitting here thinking to myself, people's gonna read about this in the paper, but I seen it. I watched it pass me, and it's, like I said, 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and it's funny because, a lot of the times they say when it comes to high-speed chase, like, you can't outrun radio.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of cops, if you get to a certain speed, now they won't chase you in fear that they'll wreck other citizens on the road, but this guy obviously was on the back road. Well, I'll give you a little flip side. I was in 2 high-speed chases, and I'm going to tell you something, man. There's been a lot of times I've been scared in my life, but there's not a lot of times I've been scared shitless. Well, this was one of them. So we were at a party one night. My friend Chris, we're one of these dudes that just don't give a fuck. Yeah. Like, when you say that to people, like, I would be riding with this kid out on the bypass, a dude would be in front of him. Dude had a short temper like nothing I ever seen. He'd just get mad. I seen him pull in the motherfucking emergency lane, get beside the dude, flip him off, cussing this guy just because dude was like brake testing him and shit like that. Like, it pissed him off that bad. He just flung it around. We were leaving this party one night. We had been drinking a little bit, and we're going to his house from a friend of mine's, and he had said to me, and I'll never forget this, man, if the cops get behind us, I'm outrunning them. I'm like, yeah, whatever, motherfucker, yeah, whatever.
You're just playing around, you're like, yeah, whatever.
Well, this dude's all in balls. Next thing you know, we pass a cop. I look back. Yep, he's turning around. Well, next thing you know, he guns it. And I'm like, oh, my God. Now, in my mind, I'm not so much as thinking as the cops pulling us over because, dude, he was flying. He had like this. Damn. It was one of them old Ford Probe 5.0 GTs or something. I mean, dude's driving was immaculate. And the whole time, I'm, like, scared like a little bitch. I'm like, pull over, let me out. I'm, like, scared to death. Like, please, dude. Like stop the car. And he's like, dude, shut up. I got it, man. I got it. And, I mean, the whole time, dude, he smoked them. And I'm just sitting here thinking, in my mind, we're going to wreck. Yeah. Like, he's flying around people, dude, like they ain't shit. I mean, literally. I mean, this motherfucker, but I got to give him props. The dude drove him like perfect.
Oh, damn.
Well, then next thing you know, we pull off into this it looked like an apple orchard or some shit. Yeah. Like, I wasn't too familiar with this end of town at the time. Sit there, we watch all of them pass. Keep in mind, dude, we're almost out of gas.
Holy fuck.
Well, we get back out. I'm like, yeah, we're going to get back out on this bypass, and these motherfuckers are going to come right back on us. But they didn't, and we literally ran out of gas rolling into his driveway.
Perfect. Just,
Yep.
damn.
No, the other one, it isn't as exciting because the dudes said they were behind us, but I truly don't think. We were just, it was me, some of my buddies, and then there was another car. We were all stopped at the store when we left. Well, they started goofing off, racing each other. Well, the guy in front of us passed the state trooper first, and then we passed him. Now, why I thought at first they were behind us, because usually when that happens, they're going to come to us.
Yeah,
The second car passes. But the whole time I looked back, I never seen him. But he went down this little ass back road and was like hauling ass, and this guy was a fucking idiot. So I said, yeah, if they're behind us and they stay behind us, we're going to wreck.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
this dude's going to kill us. And the whole time, all you can do is pray because your life is in this fucking dude's hands.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The first time I was scared, but I wasn't as scared as that second time because that dude is just a known dumbass.
Yeah.
Like, literally. And being a part of them is scary as hell. I would have rather been in your situation and just kind of
watch one go by.
But, dude, it's just so scary because, man, I thought of them cop shows where they're chasing people like that. And what usually happens is the person wrecks.
Oh, yeah, there's normally a wreck at the end. And
and then they drag them out of the car.
Yeah, and you think to yourself, are they alive or does the worst happen?
They're not going to be like, okay,
Yeah.
dude, you're good. Because I know what they say a lot is like, you could have told them to pull over and all that. And I'm thinking, motherfucker, I would have been saying, do you not think I told this? Like, this
Yeah.
kid was a maniac.
Yeah.
The first guy, Chris, that guy literally, like, he told me straight up, if they get behind us, we're not stopping. But I thought to myself, if anybody really meant that and stood by that comment, it was that
It's
guy.
him.
I mean, that's why I kind of liked him, man, because he was just one of them dudes, like, he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And if you made him mad, like, he was going to let you know. But that's our stories, guys. We just kind of thought that'd be funny. Letty told me her high-speed story, and I thought, man, we got to talk about this on the podcast because I got a couple interesting. If you guys have ever seen or been a part of a high-speed chase, definitely let us know your story because that's just something, man, it's so crazy.
Oh, yeah, it is. And I mean, I wasn't even in it. I just drove past it, and like my adrenaline shot straight up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you see fucking 8 cop cars, and then there's one truck on 3 wheels and a rim. So I mean,
Yeah. All right, guys, moving on to
Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch.
today, guys, in the arena. We thought, well, let's end the year having a battle between radio taking on podcasts. Now, this hits home for us because, yes, obviously we're podcasters, and we'll be choosing podcasts, and we decided on this battle to kind of show the progression of podcast opposed to radio, kind of give you some advantages of each, or really mainly toward podcasts. But we kind of found a website where we'll discuss 5 reasons why podcasts differ from radio and why we choose podcasting aside from obviously doing a podcast. We will also give our favorite podcast and radio stations. So, Letty, are you ready?
oh, I'm ready.
Let the battle commence. All right, guys, I'm going to start here. This website, it says podcasts are different from radio shows, and it matters. So these guys kind of give 5 kind of comparisons on why. The first one is mass appeal versus niche topics. Generally speaking, radio shows aim to cover a wide range of mass appeal topics, including sports, celebrity news, and generators topics. It's common for radio stations to use the Morning Zoo format, a collection of likable hosts discussing popular subjects. Podcasts, on the other hand, are not limited by station format or geographic reach, so they can focus on specific niches. While it makes no sense to launch a radio station that focuses on knitting in Los Angeles, a knitting podcast could be successful because it has the potential to attract knitters from around the globe. I'll just give you an example. Who the fuck would have a knitting podcast? That's a weird example. But so I kind of would agree here. I just think, podcasting reach a more wide variety of people. You're not really limited to certain things. Like, you can pretty much say what you want.
Oh, yeah. I mean, censorship is another thing. I mean, they have certain things they can't say, and then you got, they're always advertising on the radio too. They'll be sitting there. They have a long list. It's like, listen, we don't want to listen to that. We want to know what happened on the game, or we want to know what happened about this. You're listening for the news. And I mean, with podcasting, you ain't got them commercials.
Yeah.
You don't. You're not limited to just that certain region to where the station can get out.
Or it's cool the podcaster can read the ad. They can
yeah.
at least make it their own.
They can make it fun.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's cool. Number 2, tune in anytime versus listen from the beginning. So I think this one's pretty self-explanatory with podcasts. You can kind of just, listen to whenever you want to.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, I know there's times like when I'm going to work, when I'm coming home from work, I kind of listen to certain podcasts, and I don't have to tune in at a certain time like you do on the radio. So
yeah, you're not limited to, that whole like 6 o'clock in the morning to like 8 or 10 little block, or the late night shows that they have too. So I like that a whole lot more about podcasts. I can just sit there, click on my app, pop it in. I'll be at work and I'm listening to it. Boom, there I go.
Number 3, time constraints versus no time constraints. On a radio show, you've got time constraints. If you're hosting a morning show with no music, you may have 45 minutes per hour to fill.
Yeah.
While the host of a music-driven show may have only a few minutes, with a podcast, you can make your episodes as long or as short as you want, which is a double-edged sword. On the other hand, if you have tons of compelling content, you don't have to worry about not being able to include it all. On the other hand, there is less incentive to edit your show down just to the best material, because it's so easy to upload everything. That's true. I mean, that's one thing why I like podcasts and why I think podcasts are better, is you don't have time constraints.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Number 4, music versus right issues. On the radio, we obviously play lots of music, but you can't in a podcast because of rights issues, which that sucks.
Yeah, that's about the only negative thing I have.
Yeah.
Copyright laws, of course.
Yeah, exactly, and they're a bitch. I'm not a lawyer, so if you want to quabble about the finer points of copyright law, go find somebody who is. But the short answer to the question, can I play Shakira in my podcast, is no.
No.
This means that in a podcast, not only can we talk more than most of us do on the radio, we actually have to. When it comes to podcasts, broadcasters who don't host talk shows probably don't create enough on-air content to repurpose it as a podcast. So they'll have to create some new audio content. Now, a lot of people say that you can play 15 seconds of a song and you're protected. I wouldn't take that chance.
I wouldn't even risk it. I mean, just like the couple lines I might say from songs is about the farthest I go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do I think some of these artists could kind of chill out a little bit and help the smaller podcasts? Hey, man, let me play 30 seconds of a song that I fucking support you to help, make you to where you're at. I think they could be a little lenient on that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, and the same thing goes for YouTubers, because, I mean, one of my favorite YouTubers that I watch, I mean, he does music videos and he dances to them. So, I mean, all of his shit, he don't even get paid for.
Yeah.
Because of these fucking copyright laws. And, I mean...
way too sensitive.
Yeah, we just want to be like, hey, check out this new song. Well, guess what? You can't listen to this clip because you got to click on the link in the description. I mean... yeah. That's basically how it comes down to whenever it comes to podcasts versus radios on the copyright laws.
Now, I mean, I get it. Okay, if you make 1,000, throw us 100. Okay, that's fine.
Hell, $10, I mean...
yeah, shit. Whatever, I mean... Fleeting versus long shelf life will be the fifth and last reason. On the radio, we do our break and then move on to the next one. Once a break is over, it disappears into either never to be heard again, and we turn our attention to the next one. DJ breaks on the radio are disposable. That's not the case with podcast episodes. Years from now, people may listen to old episodes of Grammar Girl or Hardcore History. Podcast episodes can have a long shelf life. Of course, some certain content that is evergreen. I think you get the point here. And I think podcast shelf life, we've got 35. I mean, people can go back, boom. With radio, I feel like that's hard to do, and I think that's kind of limiting radio, and I think that's why podcasts are getting more popular because of shelf life. I love doing podcasts. If you ask me right now, hey, we'll give you all a radio show, or you can do a podcast. I love doing this podcast.
Yeah, I'd rather do the podcast.
Yeah, because I just think radio with the FCA and stuff like, is it FCA, I think? they're just a little too sensitive. It kind of makes you on the radio, you kind of have to be a person you don't want to be, depending on like me and you, we couldn't say half the shit we say on here.
We really couldn't. Like, it'd either be a bunch of just silence because of stuff we say, and I mean, we make a lot of inappropriate jokes too. I mean, that's one of them things where they'll be like, "Oh, you can't say that on air," and I'm just like, "Well, what's the point of me doing this if I can't share what I want to say?"
And you don't want to lose the people that have been there from the start, and you don't want to change, and people be like, "That ain't who the fuck." You know, I've always wanted to be those person that's a genuine person.
Oh yeah.
I never wanted to change, sell out for money. I've just never been that guy. Yeah, we all want money, but I mean, dude, at the end of the day, your pride and your fucking soul means more. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. And I mean, that's one thing that's great about podcasts. I mean, yeah, we can always tone it down on some of the words we use, but that's just how we are.
Yeah, but we don't got to completely change who we are.
We ain't got to sit there and, like, put on a different personality, which I've noticed on some radio shows that's what they do. They put on this persona that they are not.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's a good thing. I mean, if that's who you want to be and you feel more comfortable doing that over the air or on the podcast, go for it. But if that's not who you are and you're doing it just because you got to make money, like, you're just a sellout.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, Lette. I mean, we're obviously, a lot of people be like, why'd y'all do this when obviously you're going to choose podcasting? But I just kind of wanted to show a lot of people around here don't know what podcasts are.
A lot of people don't.
And they don't understand why would y'all choose them over radio? This kind of opens that door, and there's nothing against radio.
Oh, no. I mean, whenever I ain't got nothing else to listen to, I'll turn on the radio and see what's popping these days.
Like, go ahead and start with radio. Name some radio stations you like, and then name some podcasts you like.
All right, radio stations, local. I mean, 95.9, the Rock, I can't remember what the hell that is.
K-Rock, yeah.
Yeah, K-Rock. I mean, I've listened to 95.9 since day one. I mean, that was one of the first radio stations. They've changed it up a little bit. They used to have a 99.3, used to be like this alternative rock, but then every Saturday nights they'd have a radio show called Heavy Metal with Jackie.
I like that. Jackie.
It was like one of my favorite radio shows to listen to at the time because it was the only way I could listen to heavier stuff than what was being played. Instead of listening to, Disturbed, Trapped, Linkin Park, I could listen to heavier stuff like Cannibal Corpse, Corpus Christi, shit like that, and it was great, and it was a nice change. Those were like what I listened to all the time, or 101.5, John Boy Billy in the morning.
Yeah.
My teachers always listened to that whenever I was in elementary school, so we listened to it too.
Yeah.
They always had their jokes. Now podcasts, I don't listen to many, but I listen to the top two. I really listen to. One of them's Ear Biscuits by Rhett and Link. They're really funny. They do video podcasts too, so most of their podcasts has a video to it, and I mean, it's a nice little change. And then I listened to, before it gets stopped, Shane and Friends with Shane Dawson is one of my two favorite podcasts I've listened to.
Yeah, that's good.
And of course, number one is the Ready Set Show podcast. So I mean,
Yeah.
DT, what about you?
Obviously we got to throw in Ready Set Show just because we work hard, man, and I love it. And fuck it, it's our show.
I mean, it's our show. It's going to be my number one.
I like the Joe Rogan podcast a lot. I love Michael Rappaport, the Iron Rappaport Stereo podcast. I love it. Let's see some other good ones. God, dude, War Chant. That's my Florida State one. The Nolecast. That's kind of the main podcast that I listen to. I listen to some about, like, with Simply Scary podcast. I listen to a lot of, paranormal podcasts also. As far as radio stations, pretty much everyone you named is, I mean, we don't have a wide variety around here. 95.9, 99.3, 94.9's all right every now and then, depending on what they're playing.
Oh, yeah.
Radio around here just never has really been that good. I remember back in the day when I was 17, 18, 5 years ago. I'm kidding. But I loved radio back then, man. I would always get on there, wait. You'd wait for your favorite song, put a fucking cassette tape in. Record. Yes, kids. They had cassette tapes at one time. Back in my day when we walked uphill in a foot of snow twice. But yeah. I love podcasting, and it sucks because where we're at, a lot of people don't understand and don't know a lot about podcasts. And I hope one goal, especially locally here, a small goal, is that we get it out there.
Yeah.
You know, I think podcasts are the future. I think they'll overtake radio. I know there's a lot of podcasts, and we're facing off against a shitload, but we do this because we love it.
Oh, yeah.
We've come to have a deep passion, and I mean, yeah, man, I've often thought, you know, I could go over here and buy a drum set, start playing again, which I do want to play music again, but my number one right now is this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think I love music. I would love to play again, but sometimes I just think, you know, man, this is what I'm made to do. I really feel that. And, you know, I had my shot at music, and I made a lot of wrong decisions. I chose partying a lot over that. And I really feel like all those events kind of led me to this podcast, led me to meeting you, and led us to doing the Ready, Set, Show and just taking motherfucking prisoners. We don't play them for keeps, Letty.
We are.
Listen at your soul and sell it on eBay. No, I'm playing. But, guys, that's kind of our Thunderdome for today. Let us know if you're into either one. I know a lot of you may not have known podcasts until you heard our podcast,
Yeah.
but let us know some of your favorite podcasts, some of your favorite radio stations, and maybe your take on this. All right, Letty, it's on to that favorite time of the show.
It has been one of them motherfucking days. I tell y'all, it has been one of them motherfucking days, bitch.
Oh, man, I love this part.
It's time to rant.
Let's rant, guys.
Today's rant is about motherfucking New Year's resolutions. I'm sure we've all been guilty of this. You know, maybe not. Maybe we know someone, but how seriously do we take New Year's resolutions? You know, we set them. A lot of people will set them, and they'll be like, yeah, man, and they sit here and preach all this shit to people only to turn around and just not do them themselves.
Yeah.
So today we're kind of going to rant and give our take on New Year's resolutions and, you know, maybe throw out our own. I don't know. But Letty, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Let's have a rant.
Let's rant.
So Letty, I'm going to let you kick this one off. What's your take on New Year's resolutions?
My take on New Year's resolutions, I mean, some people are serious about it. Every time I make one, I stick to it. You know, I mean, I try to make sure I do it. Or sometimes I might half-ass do it, but I still do it.
Yeah.
But I know there's a lot of people that I see every year make the same resolutions. And it's normally around getting fit, going in the gym, eating healthy, and in my opinion, people who do that and then you see on their Facebook or social media, they blow it up for 2 weeks and then it just stops.
Yeah.
They just do it for attention.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel. I mean, there are some people who sit there and, I mean, if I see pictures of your food you're eating and your workouts all year, I mean, I'm not as annoyed with seeing it first 2 weeks and then you quit and then you whine and complain about how you're not getting the results you want.
Yeah.
That's like my biggest pet peeve is, you know, when people make them and they don't stick to them and then they bitch and complain, and I'm just like, well, why make it in the first place if you're not going to stick to it?
Exactly. Me, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I've made some before and not stick to it. It's just you got to understand that these are for the full year.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't think about that. I think they just think it sounds good. Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm not sitting up here judging because I've probably done it my damn self, but again, I don't get on social media and go around here fucking advertising about it. I just say, okay, like I said earlier, I want to be better with money. I want to work hard on this podcast, and I just want to be better. I always try to improve as a person every year, and I know there's shit that I'm going to say I'm going to do, but my thing is, if you're going to set a resolution, I mean, and you can't do it, it's fine, but don't go over here with your fake social media bullshit and say, oh, I'm going to do it, and I can't stand in people that go around and preach, well, hold on, you said in your resolution, like, bitch, we may not have it like that, you know, or I may not be able to do it because of this. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe I don't take them as serious. I mean, hey, man, sometimes things happen and you may not be able to do it, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, one resolution I make every year is to try and be a little bit happier each year.
Yes.
It's never anything off the wall. I'm not out here saying I want to lose 80 pounds in 6 months. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's unhealthy.
Yeah.
That's literally unhealthy. You can lose 80 pounds in like a year and a half, and you're better off that way.
Yeah.
Or you'll get the people that'll be like, oh, you broke your resolution, and I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, shit happens. Oh well, I couldn't eat healthy for one day. Let me enjoy my cheat day. I mean, we're human.
Yeah. And ain't nothing wrong with somebody help motivating you, but I just
yeah.
can't stand those holier than thou people.
yeah.
That's like if you break a fucking New Year's Eve resolution, like you're a piece of shit or something. Like, chill out, dude.
It's like, dude, I was drunk when I made that. Don't
Yeah.
hold me to it.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I think a lot of people just, you get a lot of these, what I like to call these social media, social justice warriors. They do a lot of this shit just to look cool on social media, which who fucking cares?
Oh yeah,
Right?
I mean, DT, what's your New Year's resolutions? You got any?
Like I said, I want to be better with money.
Yeah.
That actually probably is one of my top ones. But I want to just do better. You know, work, podcast, school. Just keep being a good father. Just, you know, I'm gonna keep it kind of simple.
Kiss method. Keep
Yeah,
it simple,
yeah.
stupid. I mean, that's the best. For me, one of my main ones I'm gonna be sticking to is, especially the time management is a huge one
Yeah,
for me.
yeah, that
Time
too.
management. I'm gonna learn to take more time for myself.
Yep.
Because that's one thing here lately. All I do is work, and if I'm not working, I'm either putting in time for the podcast or I'm asleep. And I know it's really taking a toll on Ruby, you know, because I mean she needs her mom around.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try. You know, I want a different shift at my job. If I don't get it, I've honestly thought about looking for another job.
Yep.
I mean, even though I'm making great money, but second shift life ain't for a parent.
Well, and what you have to deal
Oh,
with,
yeah.
let's be honest. Nobody should have to deal with
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You know, that place, they just throw that money at you, and what you have to deal with ain't fucking worth
Yeah.
what you make. It
You
really
know, selling your soul for $20 an hour ain't worth it.
No, at the end of the day, you got to stand up for yourself, and what they do there is that they know you're making that good money, and they take advantage of
Yeah,
it.
that's one thing they do there.
And when you're a good worker, you shouldn't have to deal with that. I don't give a fuck what you make.
Oh yeah, definitely. And one other serious resolution I'm about is I'm gonna quit drinking for 2 months. Like everybody, I mean, probably from this podcast, everybody knows I enjoy my drinks. I'm always out, you know, having a drink with Ben or
Getting shitty.
getting a little sloppy. But after tonight,
Pissing on couches and shit.
this is the last night I'm gonna be face down pissing on couches for at
Right.
least the next 2 months. That's my goal.
That's cool.
So, I mean, that's one of my more serious ones. And then, you know, I'm going to try and be a little bit happier, do a little bit better. So, I mean,
It's going to be a good 2019. I feel like it's going to be a good year, you know, and
yeah.
I can't wait. I'm excited to see what 2019 holds. But, Lette, you got anything left to add?
I mean, y'all be safe on your New Year's. Don't do anything stupid. And if you drink, don't drive.
All right. Well, guys, that's going to do it. Happy New Year to
Happy New
everybody.
Year.
That's going to do it for episode 35 from the Ready, Set, Show podcast. I'm DT.
And I'm Letty.
And for the last time, if you can't say anything nice,
We will gladly say it for you.
we out. Peace.
Deuces.